Hello and welcome to another episode of Business Focus, the only business magazine that aims to unlock the business potential of entrepreneurs across the East African region. This week has seen many developments in East Africa, among them Kenya's offshore gas discovery, the Uganda National Bureau of Standards installation of a digital platform to reduce delays at the entry points for importers, and Kenya's decision to remove the 2 shillings per kilogram levy on agricultural products imported from Tanzania. On today's show, exploiting the potential of clean renewable energy, lighting the Tungu Kaberi community, and motor power, an alternative to kerosene. We welcome your feedback about the show on our Facebook page and Twitter handle displayed on your screen. You can also write to us on our email address businessfocus@standardmedia.co.ke or SMS number 8041. I am your host, Malaki Villa. The Business Beyond Limits segment highlights and solves problems affecting growth in the Kenyan SME sector. So this week we look at the benefits of venturing into clean, renewable energy for households, businesses and institutions. Kenya has embarked on major reforms and development projects geared towards achieving Vision 2030 and making its economy more business-friendly. However, a World Bank Doing Business survey carried out between June 2010 and May 2011 identified the rising cost of energy to be among factors that have seen Kenya's ranking go down 3 positions from 106 to 109 out of 183 economies. The report brought to light the challenges faced by the Kenyan business community in accessing energy and cited that the situation is likely to be worsened by the recurrent hikes in cost of electricity blamed on unreliable rainfall and higher cost of fuel used to generate it. The business community has had to invent ingenious ways to reduce the cost of energy from cutting into their profit margins. The Shade Net, a new hotel in Meru town, has adopted a creative design that allows maximum use of natural light during the day and energy-saving bulbs at night.
Another thing that we have put in place is the use of energy saver bulbs in most of for our lights. That also saves us a lot. We also have the use of instant heaters as opposed to having a boiler that is running just throughout.
They have also opted to use cooking gas as opposed to electricity cookers.
All the measures we are putting in place have been able to reduce the energy cost by around 19%.
The Kenyan government acknowledges that venturing into renewable energy is a long-term solution to the problem. It currently produces 5.1 megawatts of wind power from wind turbines installed in Ngong Hills and plans to boost this further to 25.5 megawatts by the end of the year 2012. This will be a sustainable alternative to hydroelectricity, which is becoming increasingly unreliable, and the diesel-generated power, which is more expensive. Institutions, individuals, small and medium-scale enterprises are increasingly complementing the government by getting into individual and group projects to produce cheaper and renewable energy, which is reliable and environmental friendly. Gashure Girls High School in Kiambu, for example, through the help of GIZ, has installed a biomass plant in the school which absorbs waste from toilets to produce cooking gas, which has seen them stop relying on electricity and wood fuel for cooking, which is expensive and not environmental friendly.
The biodigester system was introduced in this school in the year 2007, and it has helped the school quite a lot. There are so many things that we have benefited from out of this. We use it to cook the food for the teachers. At the same time, we also use it to cook vegetables, to boil milk for the students, and to prepare their tea, and sometimes even porridge. So it's helping us a lot in saving the cost.
This has seen the school reduce their fuel costs significantly and conserve the environment by not cutting trees.
We're looking forward to a time we can use it to cook all our food in the school, and if possible even the staff. We will extend it to the staff quarters. So we are hoping that we can use it for that. This is because of the cost effectiveness. The difference in cost is great.
This module is being adopted by most schools nationwide, among them Luach Girls High School and Ramba High School in Nyanza Province. Paul Moravi, a dairy farmer in Nyeri, also installed a biogas plant with help from the UNDP, United Nations Development Programme, at a cost of $150,000 in 1998. With 2 dairy cows, he collects enough cow dung daily to run the biogas plant. The system is linked from the cow shed where cow dung flows to the main tank during the washing.
Sasa nikishaweka kwa maji, naweka maji debe kama bidi, alafu na shaganya inaenda kwa dum. Sasa hiyo ni ile biogas plant mahali iko. Sasa ikienda hapo, alafu gasi mimi nagojea kwa nyumba. Sasa nikigojea na kuja naona niko na gasi ya kutosha ya kupikia na ya kusiaga majani, alafu niko na gasi ya kuona mataa mzuri sana.
Biogas is generated in the tank, then piped to his main house, where it is piped to the kitchen for cooking and also interconnected to pressure lamps for lighting in the house. This system has seen him save up to 8,000 Kenyan shillings monthly on cooking and lighting fuel, and also stop relying on wood fuel and saving forests in the event.
Faida ile kubwa mimi huwa napewa na ng'ombe hizi zangu bili. Mpande ya biogas huwa na save about 10,000 to 15 kwa mwezi, kwa sababu hakuna kitu na kuweka nimenunua. Watoto wakisoma, hata wao kama wamefuga shule, hakuna kitu mimi nanunua.
At the cow shed, he has also installed a customized grass cutter which runs on biogas as opposed to petrol. This has seen him save an extra 3,000 Kenyan shillings monthly.
Sasa inakunywa gasi badala ya kunywa ile mafuta ya kawaida ya petrol. Nilikuwa natumia kitu kama shilingi 3,000 kwa mwezi ni kununua petrol. Sasa nikaona hiyo ni bei kali sana. Alafu nikaona hiyo pesa sitakuwa naona. Sasa ndio nikabadilisha, nikasema nitaweka gas. Na hiyo gas huwa inanisaidia sana. Sasa niko na kitu kama miaka 3 kutengeneza.
He also gets organic fertilizer which he uses in his 1.5-acre farm. In his village alone, more than 21 households have emulated the project and the benefits are enormous.
Sasa nikihesabu kwa mwaka mzima, naona kitu kama about 8,000 inakuwa saved.
In Thika Town, Anthony Maina has collaborated with German investors and ventured into production of windmills to serve households that have no access to electricity under the REEC company. With local resources, he produces windmills that produce electricity of up to 800 watts at a cost of 300,000.
The machine that is rated at 800 watts, you can be able to use 5 lights for 5 hours a day. You can use a television rated at 100 watts for 4 hours in a day. You can use a refrigerator rated at 50 watts for 24 hours in a day. You can charge your laptop, and you can use a radio cassette.
He claims that windmills are more reliable to solar panels in windy areas since they run 24 hours as opposed to solar, which produces electricity up to 9 hours a day.
Not many people have that big income to buy these machines, because for a machine that is rated at 800 goes for about 300,000.
He would like the government to waive tax on major components like the magnets and batteries to lower the cost of production so as to allow more households to afford the windmills. His clients include hotels, lodges and households.
In less than maybe 5 years, we have already got you have already recovered your initial investment. If you compare the amount of energy that is produced by the machine compared to what you can buy the same amount of energy from the Kenya Power.
Individuals and institutions who would like to install biomass, biogas and windmills can get more information from Kenya Renewable Energy Association, Craft Skills East Africa, Ministry of Energy Kenya, Solar World East Africa Limited, REEC Limited. You can get information on biogas and biomass from GIZ, Kenya National Domestic Biogas Program, Practical Action Kenya, Biogas International Kenya, and Legacy Foundation. The cost of acquiring a windmill is between 200,000 to 300,000 shillings depending on the capacity. A biogas and biomass plant costs between 150,000 to 200,000 shillings depending on the model and size. Individuals and groups can access funds for such projects from institutions like the Youth Enterprise Fund, Women Development Fund, Faulu Kenya, and KCB Bank. It is evident that clean renewable energy, if adopted in Kenya, East Africa and beyond, could lower the cost of running businesses significantly and alleviate the cost of living for households in both rural and urban areas.
In the emerging enterprises segment, we highlight how a micro hydroelectricity project has transformed a community in Meru region. Don't go away. More than 90% of households in rural Kenya currently do not have access to grid-based electricity according to Practical Action research findings. Families mainly rely on kerosene for lighting, wood for cooking. Purchasing kerosene may take up to a third of a rural family's income, and lack of rural electrification is also an impediment to development in such areas. Today, we visit Tungu Kabiri community in Meru South, a community group which has defied the odds by initiating a renewable energy project that is transforming their lives. Tungu River forms the backbone of their successful story. With the help of Practical Action, previously Intermediate Technology Development Group, Tungu Kabiri Group composed 200 households united and formed a commercial enterprise to construct, own and operate micro hydropower plant at Tungu River near Kabiri Falls in 1998.
Wakati tulikuwa naanja tulikuwa members 200 na wale active ni 150.
They have created a barrier in one section of the river and diverted a 250-meter channel to enable the water gain gravity before it enters the water turbine. Through a 20-meter penstock, the water is directed into a turbine that produces 14 kilowatts of electrical power. The water then flows back to the river while generated electricity is powered to the group's homes and to their rural business center. As small as it may appear from a distance, this rural business center has brought services closer to the community.
Maji ikiingia kwa machini pale, kuna stima natoka kwa halafu naenda kwa project area. Bari kuna kazi mingi huko, kushomelea machuma, kunyoa watu na battery charging, hata phone charging.
Chika Town Center, which is the closest town to the villages, is about 20 kilometers away. These rooms are rented out by the group at 600 shillings per month to micro enterprises who offer a variety of services to the Tungu Kabiri community, which include welding outlets, barbershops, among many. Nicholas Mushemi owns a barbershop and also charges mobile phones for the entire community. He charges more than 30 mobile phones and shaves more than 20 clients per day.
Hii stima imetusaidia sana kama vile kupata change ya phones hapa, na hii kazi ya kunyoa mtu anakuja ananyolewa hapa, haendi mbali kama vile walikuwa anaenda mbali.
That one, the journey to Chuka nearly takes you an hour and back an hour. So you can say straightforward you are saving over 2 hours of one journey to Chuka.
For this tailor, the provision of electric light has seen him increase working hours and also allowed him to offer ironing services.
So taking that, you have to pay some transport to Chuka, and now there is no transport. You can take it as a major saving for the people here.
These micro enterprises also have a competitive advantage over their counterparts in the town center connected to the national grid because at 600 shillings, their operating costs are way much cheaper. The group has also installed an electric pump to propel water from the river to their farm for irrigation.
It has brought water to the people, although not in their homes. We are trying to raise money to buy pipes.
They have also built fish ponds and intend to commence selling the fish in the near future. The group uses the income generated from the project to maintain the facility and to pay group members in form of dividends.
Pesa zinasaidia hata wale watu nafanya kazi, sababu wanalipwa na mshahara unatokana na hizo pesa, washerman, plant operator, na kununua vitu kama machine haribika tunanunua.
There are hundreds of such rivers in Kenya and East Africa. If such micro hydroelectricity plants are emulated across the region, poverty alleviation and spurred development in both rural and urban areas could be realized if this is anything to go by. In the regional market segment, each week we shall carry out a feature showcasing the best performing industries and business models in the different East African nations to promote integration and enable each of the business communities to borrow from each other the best practices, hence boost growth. So this week we take you to Tanzania, where we showcase an innovation dubbed Motopoa.
As demand for energy soars on the back of a robust global economy, the cost of crude oil, which is a basic component that sustains most of the world's energy, remains high. This has led to increased production cost, forcing customers to dig deeper into their pockets for essential commodities, leading to increased inflation. It is on this background that the regional market segment takes us to Arusha, Tanzania, where a company has developed a clean, renewable alternative energy to kerosene and wood fuel, which is widely used in the East African rural and urban areas. Known as Motopoa, a Swahili name that means clean energy, the innovation, comprising of a customized simple stove and refined viscous bioethanol fluid, was initiated in 2005. The Motopoa bioethanol gel is made from molasses derived from sugarcane during the sugarcane extraction process. Molasses is derived as one of the byproducts. The molasses is used to develop technical alcohol, which is the chief ingredient of the bioethanol gel.
Motopoa is a gel and a stove, a cooking stove and a cooking gel. A gel is made up of main ingredient is ethanol.
The stove has three functional parts, namely the burner grill, Motopoa gel cup, flame regulator lid, and the main body. To use the stove, the gel is poured into the gel cup, then the top covered with a flame regulator lid, which has openings at the top. When lit, the biofuel burns, emitting blue luminous clean flame.
Motopoa is environmental friendly because if you compare with charcoal, charcoal gives out a lot of smoke and it's not user friendly because it normally keeps dirty the environment, while Motopoa does not give out smoke.
The fuel comprises of viscous yellow liquid that burns slowly with a high heat output, while the gel's viscosity minimizes the danger of accidental spillage and increases the burning time. The product has been standardized by the Tanzania Bureau of Standards.
If you boil 1 liter of water, if you compare with kerosene, Motopoa boils 1 liter of water 9 minutes, while kerosene burns for 15 to 20 minutes, 1 liter. So it makes much more difference, and in terms of cheapness, Motopoa is much cheaper than kerosene.
This product aims to provide alternative cooking energy to both rural and urban populations in East Africa who cannot afford kerosene, electricity and gas due to scarcity and the ever-increasing cost.
For price, kerosene is 2,200 shillings in Tanzanian, and Motopoa is per liter is 2,000 Tanzanian shillings. So you can see the difference of the cheapness and the burning period what we have.
The flame regulator increases and decreases the intensity of the flame, and when covered completely, the fire goes off automatically. The company's major challenge has been acquiring ethanol, which is the raw material at a cheaper cost, but has managed to source it from South Africa, Kenya and later Moshi in Tanzania.
We are targeting to the East African community, that is Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda and Rwanda, whereby the product should reach there. So it becomes much more easier from Arusha to export it.
The initial cost of acquiring Jiko Power stove and fuel is 22,000 Tanzanian shillings, an equivalent of about 1,200 Kenyan shillings. The gel cost 2,000 Tanzanian shillings, an equivalent of about 106 Kenyan shillings per litre.
Sometimes there are a lot of problems of kerosene. It becomes shortage due to the worldwide problems. So we normally don't get kerosene very often here in Tanzania. So people now, they knew that what is motopoa, so people are now buying motopoa.
The gel is available in various packages ranging from 1 litre, 2 litres and 3, as well as 5 litre containers. The product is available in Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, South Sudan and Somalia. The company has a workforce of 15 employees and sells more than 40,000 litres of biofuel per month, and is working to increase their production rate so as to gain access to more markets across the East African region.
So since the company started, we have seen an annually growth of 20 to 25% every year until today, up to date.
If adopted, motopoa ethanol-based fuel gel will be an economical alternative source of energy for thousands of households, promoting clean, safe and healthy environments that can alleviate poverty, deforestation and environmental pollution beyond the East African region.
Well, that brings us to a close of this week's show. Let's continue with this conversation on our Facebook page and Twitter handle. We also welcome your comments, questions and suggestions on the email address businessfocus@standardmedia.co.ke or SMS number 8041. From myself and the entire KTN team, thank you for watching. I am Malaki Villa. Let's do it again next Thursday. Good night and God bless.
Business Focus, brought to you by KCB. KCB, making the difference.